Declarative questions. These are statements turned into questions by changing the tone or adding a question mark at the end. 1000 A declarative questions example. Please repeat after me. The sun rises every morning. The sun rises every morning. She works in an office. She works in an office. I like to drink coffee. I like to drink coffee. He drives a red car. He drives a red car. They live in that house. They live in that house. We study English every day. We study English every day. My phone is ringing now. My phone is ringing now. The store opens at 10. The store opens at 10. He runs very fast daily. He runs very fast daily. She loves reading mystery books. She loves reading mystery books. It rains a lot here. It rains a lot here. They play soccer on weekends. They play soccer on weekends. I have a new laptop. I have a new laptop. She cooks dinner every night. She cooks dinner every night. He reads before going to sleep. He reads before going to sleep. The cat sleeps on the bed. The cat sleeps on the bed. We travel during summer vacation. We travel during summer vacation. They always arrive on time. They always arrive on time. I exercise every morning. I exercise every morning. She sings in the choir. She sings in the choir. He enjoys watching TV shows. He enjoys watching TV shows. The bus arrives at 5. The bus arrives at 5. She writes in her journal. She writes in her journal. I need a new phone. I need a new phone. They go swimming every weekend. They go swimming every weekend. The kids play outside daily. The kids play outside daily. My car is very old. My car is very old. He eats breakfast at 8. He eats breakfast at 8. The baby sleeps all day. The baby sleeps all day. She prefers tea over coffee. She prefers tea over coffee. We walk to the park. We walk to the park. He listens to classical music. He listens to classical music. They visit their grandparents often. They visit their grandparents often. She cleans the house weekly. She cleans the house weekly. The dog barks at strangers. The dog barks at strangers. I have a big family. I have a big family. She wears glasses for reading. She wears glasses for reading. He likes to play guitar. He likes to play guitar. We plan to visit Italy. We plan to visit Italy. The weather is very cold. The weather is very cold. He wakes up at 7. He wakes up at 7. She teaches math to children. She teaches math to children. They take the train daily. They take the train daily. I need to buy groceries. I need to buy groceries. She enjoys baking cookies weekly. She enjoys baking cookies weekly. He studies hard for exams. He studies hard for exams. We meet at the library. We meet at the library. They rent an apartment downtown. They rent an apartment downtown. She likes listening to podcasts. She likes listening to podcasts. The flowers bloom in spring. The flowers bloom in spring. He works late every night. He works late every night. She loves painting in watercolor. She loves painting in watercolor. They attend church every Sunday. They attend church every Sunday. My brother plays the piano. My brother plays the piano. We need to finish homework. We need to finish homework. The kids enjoy riding bicycles. The kids enjoy riding bicycles. He owns a small business. He owns a small business. She likes wearing bright colors. She likes wearing bright colors. We visit the beach annually. We visit the beach annually. He reads news every morning. He reads news every morning. They play video games together. They play video games together. My sister loves to sing. My sister loves to sing. The birds chirp in the morning. The birds chirp in the morning. She enjoys hiking in the mountains. She enjoys hiking in the mountains. He drinks coffee every afternoon. He drinks coffee every afternoon. They organize events for charity. They organize events for charity. I visit my parents weekly. I visit my parents weekly. She loves cooking for guests. She loves cooking for guests. The train leaves at 6. The train leaves at 6. He often forgets his keys. He often forgets his keys. She practices yoga every evening. She practices yoga every evening. We take vacations every year. We take vacations every year. The house needs new paint. The house needs new paint. He watches movies on weekends. He watches movies on weekends. She enjoys gardening in spring. She enjoys gardening in spring. They celebrate birthdays with cake. They celebrate birthdays with cake. My friend plays the violin. My friend plays the violin. We need to book tickets. We need to book tickets. The car runs on gasoline. The car runs on gasoline. He likes spicy Mexican food. He likes spicy Mexican food. She exercises at the gym. She exercises at the gym. They travel to Europe yearly. They travel to Europe yearly. I love reading historical novels. I love reading historical novels. He fixes computers for a living. He fixes computers for a living. She prefers quiet over noise. She prefers quiet over noise. We bake cookies on Sundays. We bake cookies on Sundays. The city has many parks. The city has many parks. He enjoys walking the dog. He enjoys walking the dog. She saves money for vacation. She saves money for vacation. They like going to concerts. They like going to concerts. My laptop needs a repair. My laptop needs a repair. We enjoy going to museums. We enjoy going to museums. The school has a big playground. The school has a big playground. He plays basketball with friends. He plays basketball with friends. She loves collecting antique furniture. She loves collecting antique furniture. They visit the zoo monthly. They visit the zoo monthly. I need a haircut today. I need a haircut today. The movie starts at 8. The movie starts at 8. He reads the newspaper daily. He reads the newspaper daily. She takes dance classes weekly. She takes dance classes weekly. We usually go grocery shopping. We usually go grocery shopping. The doctor arrives at noon. The doctor arrives at noon. He eats pizza on Fridays. He eats pizza on Fridays. She likes volunteering at shelters. She likes volunteering at shelters. They have a new baby. They have a new baby. My phone needs to charge. My phone needs to charge. We walk the dog nightly. We walk the dog nightly. The concert was really fun. The concert was really fun. He works at a hospital. He works at a hospital. She knits scarves for winter. She knits scarves for winter. They rent a cabin yearly. They rent a cabin yearly. I love learning new languages. I love learning new languages. The bus stops near school. The bus stops near school. He likes reading science fiction. He likes reading science fiction. She studies hard for tests. She studies hard for tests. We take a walk daily. We take a walk daily. The cat likes to climb. The cat likes to climb. He finishes work at 6. He finishes work at 6. She plays tennis with friends. She plays tennis with friends. They eat dinner at 7. They eat dinner at 7. I need a new jacket. I need a new jacket. The park closes at sunset. The park closes at sunset. He loves watching football games. He loves watching football games. She bakes bread every weekend. She bakes bread every weekend. We visit museums on holidays. We visit museums on holidays. The house has a big backyard. The house has a big backyard. He listens to podcasts daily. He listens to podcasts daily. She enjoys painting landscapes often. She enjoys painting landscapes often. They clean the house together. They clean the house together. I need to charge my phone. I need to charge my phone. The store closes at 9. The store closes at 9. He enjoys long bike rides. He enjoys long bike rides. She knits sweaters for winter. She knits sweaters for winter. They go to the gym regularly. They go to the gym regularly. We play board games often. We play board games often. The bus arrives every morning. The bus arrives every morning. He likes traveling to Japan. He likes traveling to Japan. She prepares meals every day. She prepares meals every day. They read books before bed. They read books before bed. My computer needs an update. My computer needs an update. We spend weekends with family. We spend weekends with family. The flowers bloom in April. The flowers bloom in April. He writes emails every morning. He writes emails every morning. She likes spicy Indian food. She likes spicy Indian food. They attend meetings on Tuesdays. They attend meetings on Tuesdays. I go for a jog. I go for a jog. The store opens at 11. The store opens at 11. He enjoys playing video games. He enjoys playing video games. She writes poems in her journal. She writes poems in her journal. We clean the garage monthly. We clean the garage monthly. The baby crawls very fast. The baby crawls very fast. He reads before going to sleep. He reads before going to sleep. She walks to work daily. She walks to work daily. They organize events for charity. They organize events for charity. I visit my grandparents weekly. I visit my grandparents weekly. The movie was very interesting. The movie was very interesting. He rides his bike daily. He rides his bike daily. She enjoys knitting during winter. She enjoys knitting during winter. We plan trips every summer. We plan trips every summer. The weather is very warm. The weather is very warm. He drinks tea every morning. He drinks tea every morning. She prefers coffee over tea. She prefers coffee over tea. They play tennis every weekend. They play tennis every weekend. I exercise at the gym. I exercise at the gym. The train leaves at noon. The train leaves at noon. He likes going to the beach. He likes going to the beach. She swims in the pool. She swims in the pool. We go hiking every summer. We go hiking every summer. The store opens at 7. The store opens at 7. He loves running in the mornings. He loves running in the mornings. She paints landscapes on weekends. She paints landscapes on weekends. They visit museums during vacations. They visit museums during vacations. I study English every night. I study English every night. The kids enjoy playing outside. The kids enjoy playing outside. He drinks orange juice daily. He drinks orange juice daily. She enjoys drawing in sketchbooks. She enjoys drawing in sketchbooks. They plan vacations every year. They plan vacations every year. We go camping every summer. We go camping every summer. The school starts at 8. The school starts at 8. He reads books before bed. He reads books before bed. She writes stories in notebooks. She writes stories in notebooks. They play soccer on Sundays. They play soccer on Sundays. I work from home sometimes. I work from home sometimes. The sun sets in the evening. The sun sets in the evening. He enjoys cooking new recipes. He enjoys cooking new recipes. She knits sweaters for friends. She knits sweaters for friends. They take the bus daily. They take the bus daily. We walk to the market. We walk to the market. The cat loves to nap. The cat loves to nap. He enjoys listening to music. He enjoys listening to music. She practices piano every afternoon. She practices piano every afternoon. They study English at night. They study English at night. I watch TV after work. I watch TV after work. The store closes at 6. The store closes at 6. He likes watching cooking shows. He likes watching cooking shows. She enjoys reading before sleep. She enjoys reading before sleep. We go fishing on weekends. We go fishing on weekends. The train arrives at 10. The train arrives at 10. He writes in his journal. He writes in his journal. She paints portraits on canvas. She paints portraits on canvas. We go shopping on Saturdays. We go shopping on Saturdays. The dog barks at night. The dog barks at night. He loves riding his bike. He loves riding his bike. She works at the library. She works at the library. They play chess after dinner. They play chess after dinner. I enjoy reading mystery novels. I enjoy reading mystery novels. The bus leaves every morning. The bus leaves every morning. He cooks dinner every Friday. He cooks dinner every Friday. She knits scarves for charity. She knits scarves for charity. We take walks in the evenings. We take walks in the evenings. The kids love ice cream. The kids love ice cream. He prefers tea over coffee. He prefers tea over coffee. She practices yoga every morning. She practices yoga every morning. They like watching comedy movies. They like watching comedy movies. I write emails every day. I write emails every day. The school closes at 4. The school closes at 4. He enjoys playing basketball outdoors. He enjoys playing basketball outdoors. She likes writing poetry weekly. She likes writing poetry weekly. We watch movies on Sundays. We watch movies on Sundays. The park is very beautiful. The park is very beautiful. He eats lunch at noon. He eats lunch at noon. She exercises at the gym. She exercises at the gym. They study for exams daily. They study for exams daily. I like drawing in sketchbooks. I like drawing and sketchbooks. The store opens at 8. The store opens at 8. He loves listening to podcasts. He loves listening to podcasts. She enjoys gardening every weekend. She enjoys gardening every weekend. They clean the house weekly. They clean the house weekly. We plan picnics in summer. We plan picnics in summer. The car needs an oil change. The car needs an oil change. He enjoys reading historical books. He enjoys reading historical books. She writes in her diary. She writes in her diary. They play video games nightly. They play video games nightly. I like walking in the park. I like walking in the park. The concert starts at 7. The concert starts at 7. He watches TV after dinner. He watches TV after dinner. She enjoys baking every Saturday. She enjoys baking every Saturday. We visit the zoo yearly. We visit the zoo yearly. The restaurant serves Italian food. The restaurant serves Italian food. He enjoys running in the park. He enjoys running in the park. She practices piano on Sundays. She practices piano on Sundays. They visit friends every weekend. They visit friends every weekend. I need to buy groceries. I need to buy groceries. The movie starts at 6. The movie starts at 6. He likes to read novels. He likes to read novels. She loves hiking in the mountains. She loves hiking in the mountains. We meet for lunch weekly. We meet for lunch weekly. The store sells fresh vegetables. The store sells fresh vegetables. He studies biology every night. He studies biology every night. She knits blankets for babies. She knits blankets for babies. They go skiing in winter. They go skiing in winter. I love eating spicy food. I love eating spicy food. The kids enjoy playing soccer. The kids enjoy playing soccer. He finishes work at 5. He finishes work at 5. She paints landscapes in watercolors. She paints landscapes in watercolors. We go to church on Sundays. We go to church on Sundays. The train arrives at 9. The train arrives at 9. He watches documentaries on weekends. He watches documentaries on weekends. She enjoys jogging in the mornings. She enjoys jogging in the mornings. They visit museums every year. They visit museums every year. I walk to school daily. I walk to school daily. The house has a large garden. The house has a large garden. He drinks coffee every morning. He drinks coffee every morning. She writes letters to friends. She writes letters to friends. We clean the house every Saturday. We clean the house every Saturday. The car needs a new battery. The car needs a new battery. He plays soccer with friends. He plays soccer with friends. She enjoys practicing guitar daily. She enjoys practicing guitar daily. They love exploring new cities. They love exploring new cities. I study history at university. I study history at university. The flowers bloom in springtime. The flowers bloom in springtime. He enjoys cycling on weekends. He enjoys cycling on weekends. She writes stories in journals. She writes stories in journals. We cook dinner together nightly. We cook dinner together nightly. The dog loves going outside. The dog loves going outside. He reads newspapers every morning. He reads newspapers every morning. She exercises at home daily. She exercises at home daily. They go to the beach yearly. They go to the beach yearly. I enjoy learning new skills. I enjoy learning new skills. The park has many trees. The park has many trees. He enjoys playing tennis on weekends. He enjoys playing tennis on weekends. She likes to read magazines. She likes to read magazines. We visit the library weekly. We visit the library weekly. The bus arrives at noon. The bus arrives at noon. He likes to eat sushi. He likes to eat sushi. She enjoys swimming in pools. She enjoys swimming in pools. They attend festivals every summer. They attend festivals every summer. I walk my dog nightly. I walk my dog nightly. The weather is very hot. The weather is very hot. He enjoys watching cooking shows. He enjoys watching cooking shows. She loves drawing portraits often. She loves drawing portraits often. We travel to new countries. We travel to new countries. The store opens at 6. The store opens at 6. He likes playing video games. He likes playing video games. She writes poems for fun. She writes poems for fun. They bake cookies every Friday. They bake cookies every Friday. I love going to concerts. I love going to concerts. The school starts at 9. The school starts at 9. He listens to music daily. He listens to music daily. She reads books on weekends. She reads books on weekends. We take road trips annually. We take road trips annually. The garden has beautiful flowers. The garden has beautiful flowers. He enjoys running every morning. He enjoys running every morning. She practices singing on weekends. She practices singing on weekends. They attend art classes weekly. They attend art classes weekly. I like cooking with friends. I like cooking with friends. The movie begins at 8. The movie begins at 8. He prefers working in silence. He prefers working in silence. She enjoys walking in the park. She enjoys walking in the park. We visit family every Christmas. We visit family every Christmas. The kids love playing outside. The kids love playing outside. He studies for exams nightly. He studies for exams nightly. She paints with watercolors often. She paints with watercolors often. They play basketball after school. They play basketball after school. I enjoy reading science fiction. I enjoy reading science fiction. The sun sets at 7. The sun sets at 7. He writes stories in notebooks. He writes stories in notebooks. She loves eating fresh fruits. She loves eating fresh fruits. We visit museums every summer. We visit museums every summer. The restaurant serves delicious food. The restaurant serves delicious food. He runs in the park. He runs in the park. She enjoys writing short stories. She enjoys writing short stories. They go hiking every summer. They go hiking every summer. I work at a coffee shop. I work at a coffee shop. The train leaves at 8. The train leaves at 8. He loves watching animated movies. He loves watching animated movies. She knits hats for charity. She knits hats for charity. We clean the car weekly. We clean the car weekly. The beach is very crowded. The beach is very crowded. He enjoys playing the guitar. He enjoys playing the guitar. She paints flowers on canvas. She paints flowers on canvas. They study English every night. They study English every night. I love listening to music. I love listening to music. The kids play football outside. The kids play football outside. He eats dinner at 8. He eats dinner at 8. She likes watching mystery shows. She likes watching mystery shows. We bake cakes on weekends. We bake cakes on weekends. The school opens at 7. The school opens at 7. He enjoys cooking spicy dishes. He enjoys cooking spicy dishes. She loves writing in her journal. She loves writing in her journal. They go camping every summer. They go camping every summer. I walk to work daily. I walk to work daily. The cat naps in the sun. The cat naps in the sun. He enjoys playing basketball outdoors. He enjoys playing basketball outdoors. She practices yoga every evening. She practices yoga every evening. We visit the park weekly. We visit the park weekly. The store opens at 7. The store opens at 7. He reads novels every evening. He reads novels every evening. She enjoys hiking with friends. She enjoys hiking with friends. They go to the gym every morning. They go to the gym every morning. I need to water plants. I need to water plants. The sun rises at 6. The sun rises at 6. He watches news every evening. He watches news every evening. She enjoys cooking Italian dishes. She enjoys cooking Italian dishes. We walk along the beach daily. We walk along the beach daily. The bus leaves at 9. The bus leaves at 9. He enjoys practicing his guitar. He enjoys practicing his guitar. She knits sweaters for winter. She knits sweaters for winter. They study math every afternoon. They study math every afternoon. I enjoy reading travel books. I enjoy reading travel books. The restaurant is very busy. The restaurant is very busy. He likes playing chess daily. He likes playing chess daily. She paints landscapes every Sunday. She paints landscapes every Sunday. We take vacations every summer. We take vacations every summer. The kids play outside daily. The kids play outside daily. He enjoys learning new languages. He enjoys learning new languages. She writes letters to family. She writes letters to family. They visit the park on weekends. They visit the park on weekends. I love cooking for friends. I love cooking for friends. The train station is nearby. The train station is nearby. He listens to music every night. He listens to music every night. She enjoys gardening in the backyard. She enjoys gardening in the backyard. We go to the movies monthly. We go to the movies monthly. The house has a big porch. The house has a big porch. He drinks tea in the evening. He drinks tea in the evening. She loves watching romantic comedies. She loves watching romantic comedies. They visit family every holiday. They visit family every holiday. I walk my dog every evening. I walk my dog every evening. The flowers bloom in spring. The flowers bloom in spring. He watches TV every afternoon. He watches TV every afternoon. She likes drawing with charcoal. She likes drawing with charcoal. We enjoy going to museums. We enjoy going to museums. The bus arrives at 7. The bus arrives at 7. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. She bakes cookies every weekend. She bakes cookies every weekend. They go skiing every winter. They go skiing every winter. I write emails in the morning. I write emails in the morning. The store closes at 5. The store closes at 5. He plays video games on weekends. He plays video games on weekends. She knits blankets for babies. She knits blankets for babies. We clean the house on Saturdays. We clean the house on Saturdays. The kids love playing basketball. The kids love playing basketball. He enjoys running in the park. He enjoys running in the park. She practices piano every evening. She practices piano every evening. They visit their grandparents on holidays. They visit their grandparents on holidays. I study English at night. I study English at night. The movie starts at 8. The movie starts at 8. He loves going to the beach. He loves going to the beach. She enjoys reading historical fiction. She enjoys reading historical fiction. We visit friends on weekends. We visit friends on weekends. The train leaves every hour. The train leaves every hour. He enjoys cooking new recipes. He enjoys cooking new recipes. She writes in her journal daily. She writes in her journal daily. They plan trips every summer. They plan trips every summer. I love playing board games. I love playing board games. The store opens at 10. The store opens at 10. He watches TV in the evening. He watches TV in the evening. She paints landscapes on canvas. She paints landscapes on canvas. We clean the house weekly. We clean the house weekly. The kids enjoy playing video games. The kids enjoy playing video games. He listens to podcasts every day. He listens to podcasts every day. She enjoys baking in her free time. She enjoys baking in her free time. They visit museums every year. They visit museums every year. I enjoy learning new things. I enjoy learning new things. The park is very peaceful. The park is very peaceful. He likes eating spicy food. He likes eating spicy food. She reads novels every night. She reads novels every night. We visit family every weekend. We visit family every weekend. The sun rises at 5. The sun rises at 5. He loves playing basketball outdoors. He loves playing basketball outdoors. She knits scarves for winter. She knits scarves for winter. They go swimming in summer. They go swimming in summer. I need to charge my phone. I need to charge my phone. The restaurant serves seafood dishes. The restaurant serves seafood dishes. He enjoys watching nature documentaries. He enjoys watching nature documentaries. She paints portraits every weekend. She paints portraits every weekend. We clean the garden monthly. We clean the garden monthly. The kids play outside after school. The kids play outside after school. He likes reading mystery novels. He likes reading mystery novels. She practices yoga in the mornings. She practices yoga in the mornings. They attend concerts every summer. They attend concerts every summer. I love listening to podcasts. I love listening to podcasts. The train arrives at 7. The train arrives at 7. He enjoys going to the beach. He enjoys going to the beach. She bakes cakes every Sunday. She bakes cakes every Sunday. We take walks every evening. We take walks every evening. The park closes at 8. The park closes at 8. He plays chess with his friends. He plays chess with his friends. She enjoys knitting during winter months. She enjoys knitting during winter months. They study English every day. They study English every day. I like going to the gym. I like going to the gym. The restaurant opens at noon. The restaurant opens at noon. She loves walking in the park. She loves walking in the park. We visit the zoo on weekends. We visit the zoo on weekends. The kids love playing board games. The kids love playing board games. He likes listening to music. He likes listening to music. She writes stories in her journal. She writes stories in her journal. They go hiking every Saturday. They go hiking every Saturday. I study history every afternoon. I study history every afternoon. The sun sets at 6. The sun sets at 6. He enjoys cooking for his friends. He enjoys cooking for his friends. She paints flowers on canvas. She paints flowers on canvas. We clean the house on Sundays. We clean the house on Sundays. The train leaves at 9. The train leaves at 9. He loves watching action movies. He loves watching action movies. She enjoys playing the piano daily. She enjoys playing the piano daily. They visit their relatives on holidays. They visit their relatives on holidays. I walk my dog every morning. I walk my dog every morning. The flowers bloom in summer. The flowers bloom in summer. He reads books every evening. He reads books every evening. She loves hiking in the forest. She loves hiking in the forest. We take road trips every summer. We take road trips every summer. The store closes at 6. The store closes at 6. He enjoys swimming in the ocean. He enjoys swimming in the ocean. She knits sweaters for her family. She knits sweaters for her family. They go to the park on weekends. They go to the park on weekends. I study for exams every night. I study for exams every night. The movie theater is nearby. The movie theater is nearby. He watches TV every morning. He watches TV every morning. She enjoys gardening every spring. She enjoys gardening every spring. We visit the museum on holidays. We visit the museum on holidays. The kids love playing in the snow. The kids love playing in the snow. He likes learning new recipes. He likes learning new recipes. She practices guitar every night. She practices guitar every night. They attend art classes every weekend. They attend art classes every weekend. I enjoy watching nature documentaries. I enjoy watching nature documentaries. The park opens at 6. The park opens at 6. He loves painting in watercolors. He loves painting in watercolors. She knits hats for babies. She knits hats for babies. I like playing the piano. I like playing the piano. The school closes at 3. The school closes at 3. He goes to bed early. He goes to bed early. She takes care of plants. She takes care of plants. They love playing board games. They love playing board games. We go to the beach. We go to the beach. The cat sleeps all day. The cat sleeps all day. He drives to work daily. He drives to work daily. She likes reading science books. She likes reading science books. The restaurant opens at noon. The restaurant opens at noon. We visit our grandparents weekly. We visit our grandparents weekly. He enjoys playing football outdoors. He enjoys playing football outdoors. She paints landscapes on weekends. She paints landscapes on weekends. They go shopping every Saturday. They go shopping every Saturday. I work out every morning. I work out every morning. The dog barks at strangers. The dog barks at strangers. He eats lunch at home. He eats lunch at home. She loves cooking Italian dishes. She loves cooking Italian dishes. We clean the house together. We clean the house together. The car needs new tires. The car needs new tires. He goes jogging in the evenings. He goes jogging in the evenings. She practices violin every day. She practices violin every day. They travel to new countries. They travel to new countries. I walk my dog nightly. I walk my dog nightly. The kids love watching cartoons. The kids love watching cartoons. He studies English every night. He studies English every night. She bakes cookies on Sundays. She bakes cookies on Sundays. We meet for coffee weekly. We meet for coffee weekly. The store closes at 10. The store closes at 10. He watches movies on weekends. He watches movies on weekends. She knits scarves in winter. She knits scarves in winter. They play tennis every summer. They play tennis every summer. I enjoy listening to podcasts. I enjoy listening to podcasts. The flowers bloom in spring. The flowers bloom in spring. He reads history books nightly. He reads history books nightly. She writes poems in journals. She writes poems in journals. We visit the zoo annually. We visit the zoo annually. The kids play soccer outside. The kids play soccer outside. He finishes work at 6. He finishes work at 6. She enjoys painting with acrylics. She enjoys painting with acrylics. They clean the yard together. They clean the yard together. I love eating fresh fruit. I love eating fresh fruit. The bus arrives at 8. The bus arrives at 8. He works late on Fridays. He works late on Fridays. She loves hiking in the mountains. She loves hiking in the mountains. We plan vacations in winter. We plan vacations in winter. The store sells fresh bread. The store sells fresh bread. He studies chemistry every evening. He studies chemistry every evening. She writes stories every weekend. She writes stories every weekend. They play chess after dinner. They play chess after dinner. I enjoy reading classic novels. I enjoy reading classic novels. The restaurant serves breakfast until noon. The restaurant serves breakfast until noon. He watches documentaries on Saturdays. He watches documentaries on Saturdays. She likes walking in the park. She likes walking in the park. We visit family on holidays. We visit family on holidays. The train leaves at 7. The train leaves at 7. He loves playing the drums. He loves playing the drums. She practices yoga in the mornings. She practices yoga in the mornings. They visit museums in summer. They visit museums in summer. I work from home sometimes. I work from home sometimes. The weather is very cold. The weather is very cold. He enjoys playing the violin. He enjoys playing the violin. She paints portraits on canvas. She paints portraits on canvas. We travel to new cities. We travel to new cities. The kids love eating ice cream. The kids love eating ice cream. He reads newspapers every morning. He reads newspapers every morning. She enjoys running in the park. She enjoys running in the park. They go camping in summer. They go camping in summer. I like cooking vegetarian meals. I like cooking vegetarian meals. The sun sets at 7. The sun sets at 7. He loves riding his bicycle. He loves riding his bicycle. She practices piano every afternoon. She practices piano every afternoon. We visit friends on weekends. We visit friends on weekends. The store opens at 9. The store opens at 9. He enjoys listening to jazz. He enjoys listening to jazz. She likes baking with her kids. She likes baking with her kids. They attend concerts every summer. They attend concerts every summer. I work on my computer. I work on my computer. The bus stops at every corner. The bus stops at every corner. He watches TV in the evenings. He watches TV in the evenings. She paints landscapes every month. She paints landscapes every month. We go hiking every spring. We go hiking every spring. The kids play outside after school. The kids play outside after school. He studies for exams at night. He studies for exams at night. She knits blankets for winter. She knits blankets for winter. They visit the park on weekends. They visit the park on weekends. I enjoy reading travel blogs. I enjoy reading travel blogs. The restaurant serves dinner until 10. The restaurant serves dinner until 10. He loves playing basketball outside. He loves playing basketball outside. She practices singing every Sunday. She practices singing every Sunday. We meet for lunch sometimes. We meet for lunch sometimes. The train arrives at 6. The train arrives at 6. He enjoys reading science fiction. He enjoys reading science fiction. She likes going to the movies. She likes going to the movies. They travel by plane every summer. They travel by plane every summer. I love walking by the beach. I love walking by the beach. The flowers are blooming beautifully. The flowers are blooming beautifully. He goes to bed at 9. He goes to bed at 9. She enjoys writing short stories. She enjoys writing short stories. We visit the farm every summer. We visit the farm every summer. The kids love playing in the snow. The kids love playing in the snow. He watches action movies often. He watches action movies often. She paints with watercolors on weekends. She paints with watercolors on weekends. They go fishing every summer. They go fishing every summer. I work on my projects daily. I work on my projects daily. The bus arrives every 15 minutes. The bus arrives every 15 minutes. He enjoys cooking with his family. He enjoys cooking with his family. She writes letters to her friends. She writes letters to her friends. We clean the garage on Sundays. We clean the garage on Sundays. The store is busy on weekends. The store is busy on weekends. He loves playing soccer with friends. He loves playing soccer with friends. She practices flute every night. She practices flute every night. They visit the countryside every winter. They visit the countryside every winter. I enjoy learning new languages. I enjoy learning new languages. The sun rises at 6. The sun rises at 6. He reads novels before bed. He reads novels before bed. She likes going to yoga classes. She likes going to yoga classes. We travel to Europe every year. We travel to Europe every year. The kids enjoy swimming in summer. The kids enjoy swimming in summer. He works from home on Fridays. He works from home on Fridays. She loves drawing with pencils. She loves drawing with pencils. They visit the library weekly. They visit the library weekly. I work on my laptop daily. I work on my laptop daily. The train station is close by. The train station is close by. He enjoys watching wildlife documentaries. He enjoys watching wildlife documentaries. She writes in her journal nightly. She writes in her journal nightly. We go to concerts every year. We go to concerts every year. The restaurant serves delicious desserts. The restaurant serves delicious desserts. He loves riding his motorcycle. He loves riding his motorcycle. She practices painting every afternoon. She practices painting every afternoon. They clean the kitchen every night. They clean the kitchen every night. I enjoy playing card games. I enjoy playing card games. The park is full of trees. The park is full of trees. He studies math in the evenings. He studies math in the evenings. She bakes cakes for special occasions. She bakes cakes for special occasions. We visit museums every weekend. We visit museums every weekend. The kids play basketball outside. The kids play basketball outside. He enjoys watching football on Sundays. He enjoys watching football on Sundays. She likes painting landscapes at sunrise. She likes painting landscapes at sunrise. They go skiing every winter. They go skiing every winter. I work at the coffee shop. I work at the coffee shop. The bus stops near my house. The bus stops near my house. He loves practicing guitar after dinner. He loves practicing guitar after dinner. She writes poetry every morning. She writes poetry every morning. We meet for drinks on weekends. We meet for drinks on weekends. The restaurant opens at 6. The restaurant opens at 6. He enjoys playing the piano daily. He enjoys playing the piano daily. She practices photography in her free time. She practices photography in her free time. They travel to the mountains every year. They travel to the mountains every year. I enjoy listening to classical music. I enjoy listening to classical music. The flowers are blooming brightly. The flowers are blooming brightly. He watches crime shows on TV. He watches crime shows on TV. She likes going to the theater. She likes going to the theater. We travel to new countries often. We travel to new countries often. The sun sets behind the mountains. The sun sets behind the mountains. He loves riding his scooter. He loves riding his scooter. She paints with oils every Saturday. She paints with oils every Saturday. They clean the backyard every week. They clean the backyard every week. I enjoy reading mystery novels. I enjoy reading mystery novels. The bus leaves every 30 minutes. The bus leaves every 30 minutes. He works at the bookstore on weekends. He works at the bookstore on weekends. She enjoys cooking with her friends. She enjoys cooking with her friends. We visit the aquarium yearly. We visit the aquarium yearly. The kids play in the sandbox. The kids play in the sandbox. He studies biology every night. He studies biology every night. She knits sweaters in the winter. She knits sweaters in the winter. They go on road trips every summer. They go on road trips every summer. I like going to the beach. I like going to the beach. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. He watches comedies on Friday nights. He watches comedies on Friday nights. She enjoys practicing her calligraphy. She enjoys practicing her calligraphy. We meet at the coffee shop weekly. We meet at the coffee shop weekly. The train departs at 6:30. The train departs at 6:30. He loves playing video games. He loves playing video games. She paints murals on buildings. She paints murals on buildings. They travel to Japan every year. They travel to Japan every year. I enjoy learning about history. I enjoy learning about history. The flowers bloom in late spring. The flowers bloom in late spring. He goes to the gym every morning. He goes to the gym every morning. She writes essays for school projects. She writes essays for school projects. We go camping every summer. We go camping every summer. The kids play baseball in the yard. The kids play baseball in the yard. He studies geography every afternoon. He studies geography every afternoon. She knits hats for her grandchildren. She knits hats for her grandchildren. They visit the mountains every winter. They visit the mountains every winter. I like making new recipes. I like making new recipes. The restaurant is famous for seafood. The restaurant is famous for seafood. He watches documentaries on wildlife. He watches documentaries on wildlife. She enjoys dancing at parties. She enjoys dancing at parties. We meet at the park often. We meet at the park often. The bus stops near the school. The bus stops near the school. He enjoys reading biographies. He enjoys reading biographies. She paints seascapes on large canvases. She paints seascapes on large canvases. They travel by train on weekends. They travel by train on weekends. I enjoy learning about cultures. I enjoy learning about cultures. The flowers are blooming early this year. The flowers are blooming early this year. He rides his bike to work. He rides his bike to work. She writes emails to her family. She writes emails to her family. We visit the art gallery monthly. We visit the art gallery monthly. The kids play outside after dinner. The kids play outside after dinner. The dog barks at night. The dog barks at night. She enjoys gardening on weekends. She enjoys gardening on weekends. They visit the museum annually. They visit the museum annually. I love traveling to Europe. I love traveling to Europe. The sun shines brightly today. The sun shines brightly today. He drinks coffee every morning. He drinks coffee every morning. She writes emails for work. She writes emails for work. We eat dinner at 6. We eat dinner at 6. The kids play games together. The kids play games together. He enjoys jogging in evenings. He enjoys jogging in evenings. She likes drawing with charcoal. She likes drawing with charcoal. They travel to Asia yearly. They travel to Asia yearly. I work in an office. I work in an office. The bus arrives every hour. The bus arrives every hour. He enjoys reading fantasy books. He enjoys reading fantasy books. She practices guitar every day. She practices guitar every day. We visit the lake in summer. We visit the lake in summer. The flowers bloom in spring. The flowers bloom in spring. He loves watching wildlife documentaries. He loves watching wildlife documentaries. She writes letters to her family. She writes letters to her family. They clean the house together. They clean the house together. I enjoy hiking with friends. I enjoy hiking with friends. The train leaves at 10. The train leaves at 10. He studies physics every afternoon. He studies physics every afternoon. She enjoys painting in her free time. She enjoys painting in her free time. We go to the beach annually. We go to the beach annually. The kids love playing with toys. The kids love playing with toys. He watches TV after work. He watches TV after work. She likes cooking Italian food. She likes cooking Italian food. They travel to new places. They travel to new places. I love spending time outside. I love spending time outside. The weather is hot today. The weather is hot today. He reads before going to bed. He reads before going to bed. She enjoys learning new recipes. She enjoys learning new recipes. We meet for lunch weekly. We meet for lunch weekly. The park closes at sunset. The park closes at sunset. He loves cycling in the park. He loves cycling in the park. She practices piano every morning. She practices piano every morning. They visit the library every month. They visit the library every month. I work from home occasionally. I work from home occasionally. The bus is always on time. The bus is always on time. He enjoys cooking for his family. He enjoys cooking for his family. She writes articles for a magazine. She writes articles for a magazine. We clean the garage on weekends. We clean the garage on weekends. The kids play soccer outside daily. The kids play soccer outside daily. He watches the news every evening. He watches the news every evening. She likes knitting scarves in winter. She likes knitting scarves in winter. They go hiking every spring. They go hiking every spring. I love listening to music. I love listening to music. The restaurant opens at 8. The restaurant opens at 8. He enjoys going to the movies. He enjoys going to the movies. She practices painting every weekend. She practices painting every weekend. We visit the zoo every year. We visit the zoo every year. The flowers are blooming beautifully today. The flowers are blooming beautifully today. He reads books about history. He reads books about history. She loves cooking for her friends. She loves cooking for her friends. They play tennis on weekends. They play tennis on weekends. I enjoy reading in my free time. I enjoy reading in my free time. The train arrives at 9. The train arrives at 9. He loves playing the violin. He loves playing the violin. She writes stories for children. She writes stories for children. We travel to the mountains annually. We travel to the mountains annually. The kids play basketball after school. The kids play basketball after school. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. She practices yoga every morning. She practices yoga every morning. They visit the beach every summer. They visit the beach every summer. I love baking cakes at home. I love baking cakes at home. The bus leaves every half hour. The bus leaves every half hour. She enjoys gardening in her backyard. She enjoys gardening in her backyard. We meet at the park weekly. We meet at the park weekly. The restaurant serves breakfast until noon. The restaurant serves breakfast until noon. He loves playing chess with friends. He loves playing chess with friends. She practices singing every night. She practices singing every night. They go on vacations every year. They go on vacations every year. I enjoy learning new languages. I enjoy learning new languages. The flowers are blooming early this year. The flowers are blooming early this year. He rides his bike every weekend. He rides his bike every weekend. She writes in her journal daily. She writes in her journal daily. We visit the museum every month. We visit the museum every month. The kids play outside every afternoon. The kids play outside every afternoon. He studies math in his spare time. He studies math in his spare time. She loves baking cookies for family. She loves baking cookies for family. They clean the house on Fridays. They clean the house on Fridays. I enjoy reading mystery novels. I enjoy reading mystery novels. The train departs every hour. The train departs every hour. He watches football on weekends. He watches football on weekends. She enjoys practicing her photography. She enjoys practicing her photography. We travel to Europe every summer. We travel to Europe every summer. The sun sets late in summer. The sun sets late in summer. He goes to the gym after work. He goes to the gym after work. She writes essays for school. She writes essays for school. They visit their grandparents on holidays. They visit their grandparents on holidays. I love playing card games. I love playing card games. The restaurant is famous for pasta. The restaurant is famous for pasta. He enjoys listening to jazz music. He enjoys listening to jazz music. She practices violin every afternoon. She practices violin every afternoon. We clean the house every Saturday. We clean the house every Saturday. The kids play with toys after dinner. The kids play with toys after dinner. He watches movies on Friday nights. He watches movies on Friday nights. She loves writing poems for fun. She loves writing poems for fun. They go skiing every winter. They go skiing every winter. I enjoy cooking for family gatherings. I enjoy cooking for family gatherings. The bus stops near the park. The bus stops near the park. He studies history on weekends. He studies history on weekends. She enjoys painting with oil colors. She enjoys painting with oil colors. We visit the countryside every year. We visit the countryside every year. The kids love playing in the pool. The kids love playing in the pool. He watches TV after dinner. He watches TV after dinner. She likes cooking with her friends. She likes cooking with her friends. They travel to the beach annually. They travel to the beach annually. I love spending time with my family. I love spending time with my family. The restaurant opens for dinner at 6. The restaurant opens for dinner at 6. He enjoys jogging in the park. He enjoys jogging in the park. She writes short stories in her journal. She writes short stories in her journal. We meet for drinks on Fridays. We meet for drinks on Fridays. He reads newspapers in the morning. He reads newspapers in the morning. She enjoys practicing guitar in her free time. She enjoys practicing guitar in her free time. They clean the house every weekend. They clean the house every weekend. I enjoy listening to podcasts. I enjoy listening to podcasts. The bus arrives on time every morning. The bus arrives on time every morning. He watches documentaries in his spare time. He watches documentaries in his spare time. She practices yoga in the mornings. She practices yoga in the mornings. We visit the lake every summer. We visit the lake every summer. The kids love playing with puzzles. The kids love playing with puzzles. He studies for exams every night. He studies for exams every night. She enjoys knitting scarves in the winter. She enjoys knitting scarves in the winter. They go on road trips every summer. They go on road trips every summer. I love walking by the beach. I love walking by the beach. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. He enjoys watching movies at home. He enjoys watching movies at home. She writes emails every morning for work. She writes emails every morning for work. We clean the house on Sundays. We clean the house on Sundays. The train departs every 30 minutes. The train departs every 30 minutes. He reads novels before bed every night. He reads novels before bed every night. She practices drawing with charcoal. She practices drawing with charcoal. They visit the park every weekend. They visit the park every weekend. I love traveling to new cities. I love traveling to new cities. The sun rises early in summer. The sun rises early in summer. He enjoys playing the piano in his free time. He enjoys playing the piano in his free time. She writes letters to her family on Sundays. She writes letters to her family on Sundays. We meet for coffee every Wednesday. We meet for coffee every Wednesday. The flowers are blooming in the garden. The flowers are blooming in the garden. He watches TV every night. He watches TV every night. She enjoys cooking with her children. She enjoys cooking with her children. They travel to new countries every year. They travel to new countries every year. I love spending time outdoors. I love spending time outdoors. The restaurant opens at noon on weekdays. The restaurant opens at noon on weekdays. He enjoys running in the mornings. He enjoys running in the mornings. She likes painting with watercolors. She likes painting with watercolors. He walks to work daily. He walks to work daily. They visit the park often. They visit the park often. I enjoy reading the newspaper. I enjoy reading the newspaper. The sun sets at 8. The sun sets at 8. He loves cooking breakfast daily. He loves cooking breakfast daily. She practices piano every evening. She practices piano every evening. We go hiking on weekends. We go hiking on weekends. The bus arrives every morning. The bus arrives every morning. He enjoys swimming in the ocean. He enjoys swimming in the ocean. She likes writing poetry sometimes. She likes writing poetry sometimes. They travel to Italy yearly. They travel to Italy yearly. I work at the library. I work at the library. The flowers bloom in springtime. The flowers bloom in springtime. He loves learning new things. He loves learning new things. She enjoys knitting during winter. She enjoys knitting during winter. We meet at the restaurant weekly. We meet at the restaurant weekly. The train departs at noon. The train departs at noon. He watches movies after dinner. He watches movies after dinner. She writes in her journal often. She writes in her journal often. They go running every morning. They go running every morning. I enjoy cooking for guests. I enjoy cooking for guests. The bus leaves every hour. The bus leaves every hour. He loves painting abstract art. He loves painting abstract art. She practices yoga on Saturdays. She practices yoga on Saturdays. We visit family every holiday. We visit family every holiday. The kids love playing with toys. The kids love playing with toys. He studies chemistry in the evening. He studies chemistry in the evening. She enjoys baking on Sundays. She enjoys baking on Sundays. They clean the house every Saturday. They clean the house every Saturday. I love walking in the park. I love walking in the park. The restaurant serves dinner at 7. The restaurant serves dinner at 7. He watches TV every weekend. He watches TV every weekend. She likes cooking new recipes. She likes cooking new recipes. We meet for coffee monthly. We meet for coffee monthly. The flowers are blooming brightly today. The flowers are blooming brightly today. He loves riding his bicycle daily. He loves riding his bicycle daily. She enjoys writing essays for school. She enjoys writing essays for school. They visit the beach every summer. They visit the beach every summer. I work at the bakery sometimes. I work at the bakery sometimes. The bus stops at every block. The bus stops at every block. He enjoys reading adventure novels. He enjoys reading adventure novels. She practices violin in the evening. She practices violin in the evening. The train leaves on time. The train leaves on time. He watches documentaries at night. He watches documentaries at night. She enjoys learning new languages. She enjoys learning new languages. They travel to new places every year. They travel to new places every year. I love spending time with friends. I love spending time with friends. The restaurant opens at 11. The restaurant opens at 11. He enjoys walking by the river. He enjoys walking by the river. She writes poetry on weekends. She writes poetry on weekends. We visit the zoo yearly. We visit the zoo yearly. The flowers bloom in April. The flowers bloom in April. He studies math in his free time. He studies math in his free time. She loves knitting scarves for winter. She loves knitting scarves for winter. They clean the yard every Saturday. They clean the yard every Saturday. I enjoy watching movies with family. I enjoy watching movies with family. The train arrives at 7. The train arrives at 7. He watches comedies every evening. He watches comedies every evening. She practices singing in the mornings. She practices singing in the mornings. We meet for dinner on Fridays. We meet for dinner on Fridays. The kids play in the backyard. The kids play in the backyard. He enjoys playing guitar on weekends. He enjoys playing guitar on weekends. She writes short stories sometimes. She writes short stories sometimes. They go hiking every summer. They go hiking every summer. I love baking cookies with my kids. I love baking cookies with my kids. The restaurant serves breakfast until 10. The restaurant serves breakfast until 10. He enjoys reading science fiction books. He enjoys reading science fiction books. She practices yoga every afternoon. She practices yoga every afternoon. The sun rises every morning. The sun rises every morning. We clean the car on Sundays. We clean the car on Sundays. The bus arrives at 8. The bus arrives at 8. He loves watching cartoons every morning. He loves watching cartoons every morning. She writes letters to her friends. She writes letters to her friends. They travel to the mountains annually. They travel to the mountains annually. I work on my projects every day. I work on my projects every day. The flowers bloom in early spring. The flowers bloom in early spring. He watches TV after breakfast. He watches TV after breakfast. She enjoys painting landscapes on canvas. She enjoys painting landscapes on canvas. We visit the aquarium every summer. We visit the aquarium every summer. The kids play board games on weekends. The kids play board games on weekends. He studies history in the evenings. He studies history in the evenings. She enjoys knitting hats for her family. She enjoys knitting hats for her family. They clean the windows every weekend. They clean the windows every weekend. I enjoy listening to music at night. I enjoy listening to music at night. The train departs at 8. The train departs at 8. He watches the sunset every evening. He watches the sunset every evening. She practices guitar on Saturdays. She practices guitar on Saturdays. We meet for drinks on Fridays. We meet for drinks on Fridays. The flowers bloom in the garden. The flowers bloom in the garden. He loves reading biographies every night. He loves reading biographies every night. She writes essays for her class. She writes essays for her class. They go swimming every summer. They go swimming every summer. I love traveling to tropical places. I love traveling to tropical places. The restaurant opens at 6. The restaurant opens at 6. He enjoys jogging around the park. He enjoys jogging around the park. She practices painting every morning. She practices painting every morning. We visit the museum every weekend. We visit the museum every weekend. The kids play soccer every afternoon. The kids play soccer every afternoon. He watches sports on Sundays. He watches sports on Sundays. She enjoys writing in her diary. She enjoys writing in her diary. They travel to new cities often. They travel to new cities often. I work at the bookstore weekly. I work at the bookstore weekly. The bus stops every 30 minutes. The bus stops every 30 minutes. He loves eating ice cream daily. He loves eating ice cream daily. She writes novels in her free time. She writes novels in her free time. We clean the house every Friday. We clean the house every Friday. The train arrives on time. The train arrives on time. He enjoys playing tennis after work. He enjoys playing tennis after work. She practices yoga on Fridays. She practices yoga on Fridays. They go fishing every summer. They go fishing every summer. I love listening to podcasts on walks. I love listening to podcasts on walks. The flowers bloom in late spring. The flowers bloom in late spring. He watches documentaries on Saturdays. He watches documentaries on Saturdays. She enjoys writing letters to family. She enjoys writing letters to family. We meet for lunch every weekend. We meet for lunch every weekend. The kids play basketball after school. The kids play basketball after school. He studies for exams every evening. He studies for exams every evening. She enjoys baking bread on weekends. She enjoys baking bread on weekends. They travel to Europe every year. They travel to Europe every year. I work on my blog daily. I work on my blog daily. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. He watches the news every morning. He watches the news every morning. She practices guitar every night. She practices guitar every night. We visit our grandparents every summer. We visit our grandparents every summer. The bus arrives every 15 minutes. The bus arrives every 15 minutes. He loves learning about space. He loves learning about space. She writes scripts for plays. She writes scripts for plays. They go skiing every winter. They go skiing every winter. I enjoy reading science articles daily. I enjoy reading science articles daily. The train departs at 6:30. The train departs at 6:30. He watches TV with his family. He watches TV with his family. She practices dance routines every afternoon. She practices dance routines every afternoon. We clean the garage every month. We clean the garage every month. The kids play outside every day. The kids play outside every day. He studies biology after dinner. He studies biology after dinner. She enjoys knitting blankets for charity. She enjoys knitting blankets for charity. They travel to new countries every summer. They travel to new countries every summer. I love baking pies on weekends. I love baking pies on weekends. The flowers bloom in full color. The flowers bloom in full color. He watches football on Monday nights. He watches football on Monday nights. She writes letters to her pen pals. She writes letters to her pen pals. We meet for breakfast every Saturday. We meet for breakfast every Saturday. The bus leaves at 9. The bus leaves at 9. He enjoys running around the neighborhood. He enjoys running around the neighborhood. She practices calligraphy every weekend. She practices calligraphy every weekend. They go camping every spring. They go camping every spring. I love spending time in nature. I love spending time in nature. The restaurant serves dinner until midnight. The restaurant serves dinner until midnight. He watches TV shows online. He watches TV shows online. She loves making homemade soup. She loves making homemade soup. He walks the dog daily. He walks the dog daily. They visit the mountains annually. They visit the mountains annually. I enjoy drinking iced tea. I enjoy drinking iced tea. The sun sets very late. The sun sets very late. He loves reading mystery novels. He loves reading mystery novels. She practices photography every afternoon. She practices photography every afternoon. We go skiing in winter. We go skiing in winter. The bus arrives every hour. The bus arrives every hour. He enjoys studying ancient history. He enjoys studying ancient history. She likes collecting vintage postcards. She likes collecting vintage postcards. They travel to Japan yearly. They travel to Japan yearly. I work at the coffee shop. I work at the coffee shop. The flowers bloom each season. The flowers bloom each season. He loves playing video games. He loves playing video games. She enjoys creating digital art. She enjoys creating digital art. We meet for breakfast monthly. We meet for breakfast monthly. The train leaves at 9. The train leaves at 9. He watches TV after lunch. He watches TV after lunch. She writes blog posts weekly. She writes blog posts weekly. They go jogging every morning. They go jogging every morning. I enjoy baking bread often. I enjoy baking bread often. The bus leaves at 5. The bus leaves at 5. He loves practicing guitar daily. He loves practicing guitar daily. She practices ballet on weekends. She practices ballet on weekends. We visit our relatives yearly. We visit our relatives yearly. The kids play board games inside. The kids play board games inside. He studies geography every evening. He studies geography every evening. She enjoys making jewelry for fun. She enjoys making jewelry for fun. They clean the yard on Sundays. They clean the yard on Sundays. I love reading science fiction. I love reading science fiction. The restaurant opens for lunch. The restaurant opens for lunch. He watches movies every Saturday. He watches movies every Saturday. She likes cooking with her mom. She likes cooking with her mom. We meet for tea weekly. We meet for tea weekly. The flowers bloom in summer. The flowers bloom in summer. He loves jogging near the river. He loves jogging near the river. She enjoys journaling every morning. She enjoys journaling every morning. They travel to Spain annually. They travel to Spain annually. I work on my book daily. I work on my book daily. The bus stops every 15 minutes. The bus stops every 15 minutes. He enjoys reading travel blogs. He enjoys reading travel blogs. She practices violin on Sundays. She practices violin on Sundays. We clean the house every Thursday. We clean the house every Thursday. The train arrives at noon. The train arrives at noon. He watches sports on Friday nights. He watches sports on Friday nights. She enjoys learning new crafts. She enjoys learning new crafts. They travel to France every spring. They travel to France every spring. I love spending weekends with friends. I love spending weekends with friends. The restaurant serves brunch on Sundays. The restaurant serves brunch on Sundays. He enjoys walking through the city. He enjoys walking through the city. She writes poetry in the park. She writes poetry in the park. We visit the aquarium yearly. We visit the aquarium yearly. The flowers bloom in full bloom. The flowers bloom in full bloom. He studies chemistry for fun. He studies chemistry for fun. She loves baking pies for family. She loves baking pies for family. They clean the basement on Saturdays. They clean the basement on Saturdays. I enjoy watching movies with friends. I enjoy watching movies with friends. The train leaves at 6:30. The train leaves at 6:30. He watches TV after work. He watches TV after work. She practices yoga before breakfast. She practices yoga before breakfast. We meet for dinner every Friday. We meet for dinner every Friday. The kids play soccer at school. The kids play soccer at school. He enjoys reading graphic novels. He enjoys reading graphic novels. She writes letters to her grandmother. She writes letters to her grandmother. They go on road trips monthly. They go on road trips monthly. I love walking by the beach. I love walking by the beach. The restaurant serves dinner until late. The restaurant serves dinner until late. He enjoys running in the morning. He enjoys running in the morning. She practices singing every night. She practices singing every night. We visit the park every Sunday. We visit the park every Sunday. The flowers bloom early this year. The flowers bloom early this year. He watches movies with friends. He watches movies with friends. She enjoys writing stories for fun. She enjoys writing stories for fun. They travel to new places regularly. They travel to new places regularly. I work on creative projects often. I work on creative projects often. The bus stops near my house. The bus stops near my house. He enjoys cooking on weekends. He enjoys cooking on weekends. She practices guitar in the evening. She practices guitar in the evening. We clean the attic every month. We clean the attic every month. The kids play in the yard daily. The kids play in the yard daily. He studies astronomy every night. He studies astronomy every night. She enjoys knitting blankets for charity. She enjoys knitting blankets for charity. They go camping every summer. They go camping every summer. I love cooking with fresh ingredients. I love cooking with fresh ingredients. The train arrives at 9:15. The train arrives at 9:15. She practices dance routines after school. She practices dance routines after school. We meet for lunch on Tuesdays. We meet for lunch on Tuesdays. The flowers bloom beautifully in spring. The flowers bloom beautifully in spring. He enjoys reading autobiographies. He enjoys reading autobiographies. She writes novels in her spare time. She writes novels in her spare time. They travel to Europe every summer. They travel to Europe every summer. I love relaxing by the pool. I love relaxing by the pool. The restaurant opens at noon daily. The restaurant opens at noon daily. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. She practices piano every afternoon. She practices piano every afternoon. We clean the garage every Sunday. We clean the garage every Sunday. The kids play video games together. The kids play video games together. He watches TV before going to bed. He watches TV before going to bed. She enjoys making homemade soap. She enjoys making homemade soap. They go skiing every winter. They go skiing every winter. I enjoy reading on my balcony. I enjoy reading on my balcony. The bus arrives every half hour. The bus arrives every half hour. He loves learning about history. He loves learning about history. She writes poetry on weekends. She writes poetry on weekends. We visit the museum every spring. We visit the museum every spring. The flowers bloom in bright colors. The flowers bloom in bright colors. He studies physics every Saturday. He studies physics every Saturday. She enjoys cooking for her friends. She enjoys cooking for her friends. They travel to the countryside annually. They travel to the countryside annually. I love playing board games with family. I love playing board games with family. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. He enjoys playing the piano daily. He enjoys playing the piano daily. She practices guitar on Saturday afternoons. She practices guitar on Saturday afternoons. We clean the windows every weekend. We clean the windows every weekend. The bus leaves at 7:30. The bus leaves at 7:30. He watches football on Monday nights. He watches football on Monday nights. She writes short stories after school. She writes short stories after school. They go hiking every spring. They go hiking every spring. I enjoy walking in the mornings. I enjoy walking in the mornings. The flowers bloom along the pathway. The flowers bloom along the pathway. He loves riding his bike every evening. He loves riding his bike every evening. She enjoys making pottery at home. She enjoys making pottery at home. We visit family during the holidays. We visit family during the holidays. The kids play tag in the backyard. The kids play tag in the backyard. He studies languages in his spare time. He studies languages in his spare time. She practices singing in the evenings. She practices singing in the evenings. They clean the garage every Saturday. They clean the garage every Saturday. I love spending time at the beach. I love spending time at the beach. The restaurant opens early on weekends. The restaurant opens early on weekends. He enjoys reading in the park. He enjoys reading in the park. She practices yoga before bed. She practices yoga before bed. We meet for brunch every Sunday. We meet for brunch every Sunday. The flowers bloom beautifully this season. The flowers bloom beautifully this season. He watches comedies with his family. He watches comedies with his family. She enjoys writing letters to her friends. She enjoys writing letters to her friends. They travel to the coast every year. They travel to the coast every year. I love baking with my children. I love baking with my children. The bus arrives at 8:30. The bus arrives at 8:30. He enjoys learning new languages. He enjoys learning new languages. She writes songs in her free time. She writes songs in her free time. We visit the zoo every autumn. We visit the zoo every autumn. The flowers bloom after heavy rain. The flowers bloom after heavy rain. He studies medicine every weekend. He studies medicine every weekend. She loves baking cakes for birthdays. She loves baking cakes for birthdays. They clean the kitchen after dinner. They clean the kitchen after dinner. I enjoy reading books outside. I enjoy reading books outside. The train departs every 30 minutes. The train departs every 30 minutes. She practices dance routines with her friends. She practices dance routines with her friends. We meet for coffee every Thursday. We meet for coffee every Thursday. The kids play on the playground after school. The kids play on the playground after school. He loves listening to jazz music. He loves listening to jazz music. She writes essays in her notebook. She writes essays in her notebook. They travel to Canada every winter. They travel to Canada every winter. I work on my assignments every night. I work on my assignments every night. The bus stops near the station. The bus stops near the station. He enjoys cooking meals for family. He enjoys cooking meals for family. She practices violin after school. She practices violin after school. We clean the house every Saturday morning. We clean the house every Saturday morning. The flowers bloom at the start of summer. The flowers bloom at the start of summer. He studies biology before going to bed. He studies biology before going to bed. She enjoys knitting scarves in winter. She enjoys knitting scarves in winter. They go fishing every spring. They go fishing every spring. I love watching documentaries about space. I love watching documentaries about space. The restaurant opens at 6:15. The restaurant opens at 6:15. He watches cartoons on Sunday mornings. He watches cartoons on Sunday mornings. She practices yoga every weekend. She practices yoga every weekend. We visit friends during the holidays. We visit friends during the holidays. The kids play basketball on weekdays. The kids play basketball on weekdays. He enjoys reading articles about science. He enjoys reading articles about science. She writes in her journal at night. She writes in her journal at night. They travel to Australia every year. They travel to Australia every year. I love spending time with my dog. I love spending time with my dog. The bus leaves every 15 minutes. The bus leaves every 15 minutes. He enjoys jogging by the lake. He enjoys jogging by the lake. She practices guitar with her band. She practices guitar with her band. We clean the patio every month. We clean the patio every month. The flowers bloom around the garden path. The flowers bloom around the garden path. He studies chemistry in the afternoon. He studies chemistry in the afternoon. She enjoys cooking meals with fresh vegetables. She enjoys cooking meals with fresh vegetables. They go hiking in the mountains every summer. They go hiking in the mountains every summer. I enjoy reading novels during the weekends. I enjoy reading novels during the weekends. The restaurant serves dinner until 10 o'clock. The restaurant serves dinner until 10 o'clock. He watches TV shows on his tablet. He watches TV shows on his tablet. We meet for lunch on Wednesdays. We meet for lunch on Wednesdays. The kids play football at school. The kids play football at school. He loves traveling to different countries. He loves traveling to different countries. She writes stories for her blog. She writes stories for her blog. They travel to Italy every summer. They travel to Italy every summer. I love going on road trips with my friends. I love going on road trips with my friends. He enjoys learning about different cultures. He enjoys learning about different cultures. She writes poems in her notebook at night. She writes poems in her notebook at night. We visit the countryside every summer. We visit the countryside every summer. The flowers bloom under the warm sunlight. The flowers bloom under the warm sunlight. He studies physics every weekend. He studies physics every weekend. She loves knitting sweaters for her family. She loves knitting sweaters for her family. He enjoys watching animated shows. He enjoys watching animated shows. She loves reading historical fiction. She loves reading historical fiction. They go hiking every Saturday. They go hiking every Saturday. I work on my assignments daily. I work on my assignments daily. The bus stops every hour. The bus stops every hour. He enjoys listening to classical music. He enjoys listening to classical music. She practices yoga every morning. She practices yoga every morning. We visit the park every weekend. We visit the park every weekend. The flowers bloom after the rain. The flowers bloom after the rain. He studies engineering in the evenings. He studies engineering in the evenings. She enjoys baking cookies for neighbors. She enjoys baking cookies for neighbors. They travel to new cities annually. They travel to new cities annually. I love walking along the beach. I love walking along the beach. The train departs every 15 minutes. The train departs every 15 minutes. He watches movies with his family. He watches movies with his family. She writes letters to her pen pal. She writes letters to her pen pal. We clean the house on Saturdays. We clean the house on Saturdays. The kids play in the park daily. The kids play in the park daily. He studies history on weekends. He studies history on weekends. She enjoys knitting scarves for winter. She enjoys knitting scarves for winter. They go skiing every winter break. They go skiing every winter break. I love cooking dinner with friends. I love cooking dinner with friends. The bus arrives every 30 minutes. The bus arrives every 30 minutes. He enjoys watching wildlife documentaries. He enjoys watching wildlife documentaries. She practices piano every afternoon. She practices piano every afternoon. We visit museums during holidays. We visit museums during holidays. The flowers bloom beautifully in spring. The flowers bloom beautifully in spring. He studies for his exams weekly. He studies for his exams weekly. She enjoys drawing landscapes and portraits. She enjoys drawing landscapes and portraits. They travel to the countryside annually. They travel to the countryside annually. I work from home on Fridays. I work from home on Fridays. The restaurant opens early every morning. The restaurant opens early every morning. He enjoys going on nature walks. He enjoys going on nature walks. She writes short stories every week. She writes short stories every week. We clean the garage every month. We clean the garage every month. The kids play in the backyard. The kids play in the backyard. He studies astronomy every weekend. He studies astronomy every weekend. She loves making jewelry for fun. She loves making jewelry for fun. They travel to new destinations often. They travel to new destinations often. I enjoy swimming in the ocean. I enjoy swimming in the ocean. The bus stops at every corner. The bus stops at every corner. He watches documentaries in his free time. He watches documentaries in his free time. She practices guitar in the evenings. She practices guitar in the evenings. We visit the library weekly. We visit the library weekly. The flowers bloom beautifully this year. The flowers bloom beautifully this year. He studies economics on Tuesday evenings. He studies economics on Tuesday evenings. She enjoys making crafts for festivals. She enjoys making crafts for festivals. They travel to the mountains annually. They travel to the mountains annually. I love working on creative projects. I love working on creative projects. The train departs at 6 o'clock. The train departs at 6 o'clock. He enjoys reading crime novels. He enjoys reading crime novels. She writes in her journal every night. She writes in her journal every night. We clean the attic on weekends. We clean the attic on weekends. The kids play soccer at school. The kids play soccer at school. He studies math in the afternoons. He studies math in the afternoons. She enjoys baking cakes for family. She enjoys baking cakes for family. They go camping every summer holiday. They go camping every summer holiday. I love jogging around the park. I love jogging around the park. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. The restaurant serves lunch until 3. He enjoys hiking in the countryside. He enjoys hiking in the countryside. She practices yoga every Wednesday evening. She practices yoga every Wednesday evening. We visit our grandparents every summer. We visit our grandparents every summer. The flowers bloom after heavy rains. The flowers bloom after heavy rains. He studies physics every morning. He studies physics every morning. She enjoys drawing pictures for her sketchbook. She enjoys drawing pictures for her sketchbook. They travel to Europe every year. They travel to Europe every year. I work on my projects every night. I work on my projects every night. The bus stops every 20 minutes. The bus stops every 20 minutes. He enjoys playing chess with his friends. He enjoys playing chess with his friends. She practices singing every weekend. She practices singing every weekend. We clean the windows every Sunday. We clean the windows every Sunday. The kids play board games together. The kids play board games together. He studies biology every Saturday morning. He studies biology every Saturday morning. She loves cooking new recipes often. She loves cooking new recipes often. They travel to different countries yearly. They travel to different countries yearly. I enjoy relaxing by the lake. I enjoy relaxing by the lake. The restaurant serves dinner until midnight. The restaurant serves dinner until midnight. He watches TV before going to sleep. He watches TV before going to sleep. She practices violin after school daily. She practices violin after school daily. We visit the zoo every spring. We visit the zoo every spring. The flowers bloom around the garden. The flowers bloom around the garden. He studies chemistry every Monday evening. He studies chemistry every Monday evening. She enjoys knitting sweaters for her family. She enjoys knitting sweaters for her family. They go fishing every summer holiday. They go fishing every summer holiday. I love baking pies with fresh ingredients. I love baking pies with fresh ingredients. The bus leaves every hour on weekdays. The bus leaves every hour on weekdays. He enjoys watching adventure movies. He enjoys watching adventure movies. She practices dancing every evening after work. She practices dancing every evening after work. We meet for coffee every Saturday. We meet for coffee every Saturday. The kids play basketball at school. The kids play basketball at school. He studies literature on Sunday afternoons. He studies literature on Sunday afternoons. She enjoys painting landscapes for her portfolio. She enjoys painting landscapes for her portfolio. They travel to the city every weekend. They travel to the city every weekend. I work on my hobbies daily. I work on my hobbies daily. The train leaves every 30 minutes. The train leaves every 30 minutes. He enjoys playing video games nightly. He enjoys playing video games nightly. We visit the aquarium every fall. We visit the aquarium every fall. The flowers bloom beautifully during springtime. The flowers bloom beautifully during springtime. He studies geography every weekend afternoon. He studies geography every weekend afternoon. She enjoys knitting hats during winter evenings. She enjoys knitting hats during winter evenings. They go skiing every winter break. They go skiing every winter break. I love walking in the forest. I love walking in the forest. The restaurant opens at 9 every morning. The restaurant opens at 9 every morning. He enjoys cooking breakfast for his family. He enjoys cooking breakfast for his family. She practices yoga every Tuesday morning. She practices yoga every Tuesday morning. We clean the garden every spring. We clean the garden every spring. The kids play in the sand pit. The kids play in the sand pit. He studies art history on Fridays. He studies art history on Fridays. She enjoys painting watercolors on weekends. She enjoys painting watercolors on weekends. They travel to new countries every summer. They travel to new countries every summer. I love running by the river. I love running by the river. The bus arrives every half hour daily. The bus arrives every half hour daily. He enjoys watching sports after work. He enjoys watching sports after work. She practices dancing on Saturday afternoons. She practices dancing on Saturday afternoons. We visit family every holiday season. We visit family every holiday season. The flowers bloom after the first rain. The flowers bloom after the first rain. He studies computer science during the day. He studies computer science during the day. She enjoys writing stories for her blog. She enjoys writing stories for her blog. They travel to tropical destinations yearly. They travel to tropical destinations yearly. I work at a restaurant during weekends. I work at a restaurant during weekends. The bus stops at every intersection. The bus stops at every intersection. He enjoys reading fantasy novels before bed. He enjoys reading fantasy novels before bed. We clean the windows every 2 weeks. We clean the windows every 2 weeks. The kids play football in the backyard. The kids play football in the backyard. He studies literature every Saturday morning. He studies literature every Saturday morning. She enjoys knitting gloves for winter weather. She enjoys knitting gloves for winter weather.